Hello, Patton. My name's Ron Horsley. Big fan of yours since way back. I remember really enjoying on Comedy Central the grocery bag boy sketches you and Blaine Capatch would do. I still remember those. Those were awesome. And I love your writing for JLA and the Firefly comics. Anyway, I'm hoping you might see this video. I have just a little request I'd like to ask of you. If you can't do it, it's okay, but I'm hoping you might be able to. I have advanced Crohn's disease, and normally advanced Crohn's disease only shows up as mostly pain and digestion problems, which is what I've had for the last 12 years. A few months back, though, it also kicked up a notch. Since Crohn's is an immune disorder mainly, it actually kicked up an encephalitis response in my head. I had fevers in excess of 104, 105 degrees briefly. Ever since then, it was discovered that I also now have some minor muscle control issues on my left side and some memory loss of the last few years. But that's not really important. I do freely admit that I have good days and bad days, and I fully confess that this is not one of my good days, but I thought I would at least take some advantage of the moment in this video to you. Anyways, I tell you this because a few months ago when I was in the hospital, one of the things that was discussed was that without extraordinary surgical correction of my digestion system, I may only have the next couple of flare-ups of the Crohn's before it prevents me from being able to eat without extraordinary external measures. And for various reasons, in discussion with my wife Beverly, I opted to not go through it. They couldn't give me any real guarantee it would even really help, and it would have put me in a lot more pain and difficulty. And I'd rather make good use of my time than just extend the time itself. So, all that being said, one of my greatest wishes has been to see you live. Again, I've been a huge fan of your writing, your creativity, your acting, everything's great. But because of my illness and student loan and all this other stuff that's gone on the last few years, we're not unique. Many people around the country have these problems. My wife and I couldn't afford to get tickets to your show. You'll be in Columbus, Ohio at the Palace Theater on February 24th, and that's our hometown. So we couldn't get tickets, so we kind of lamented that. And it's cool, you know, it happens. So a couple weeks ago, a friend who'd only known us through Facebook surprised us and said, "Hey, I got 4 tickets and it turns out one person canceled. So would you like to have the ticket? No money, just come, it'd be great to have you." My wife knows that this would be a great once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So she said, "Honey, you take the ticket." That's my wife. She's wonderful. I felt really bad about it, but we both agreed I should take the ticket. Well, fast forward to later that night, it turned out our friend had a second cancellation. All right, great, 2 tickets, right? So both my wife and I can come and see you on February 24th at the Palace Theater. I'm actually doing this while she's at work. She doesn't know I'm doing this. I'm sure she'll know soon enough when I've embarrassed myself on the internet to you. I don't really care if anybody makes fun or insults me for this, but my request with all that said and done is, if it would be possible. I know there's security and logistics and things like that involved. And if you can't do it, that's cool. But my wife is the most wonderful person in the world. Beverly has taken care of me and our home for the last several years that I've been sick. We've been together 20 years this next October 7th. 22 years together, 20 years married. I've been sick for the last 12, which you don't have to be a math major to know means most of our marriage she's had to take care of me. She always looks out for me. Even days when I'm not this bad and I'm almost back to normal functions, she's the whole world for me. I don't care about myself in this. Seeing your show will be more than enough. It'd be great. Don't get us wrong. That's fantastic. But if you could just for 5 minutes maybe meet my wife and shake her hand. Not me. I don't care if you leave me in the car. But my wife is really wonderful to me. And as much as you're my hero in comedy and writing and your work, she's a little bit above you. She's my greatest hero. So I'm sorry to be a little emotional, but if you by any means with your people could arrange that my wife could just have 5 minutes to shake your hand, maybe get a picture taken with you while you're in town anyway, that would be wonderful. I can't buy her gifts anymore. Even going to the show and our big night out is because people have been good enough that they're letting us come with them on these events. It's been a long time since I've been able to buy her a Valentine's Day or a birthday or Christmas gift. So if I can't buy something for her, and I don't really care about the material stuff, neither of us do so much, I'd like to try and give her an experience rather than a thing. And the only thing I could think of in all this was to maybe post this and try to get your attention and hope that you might appreciate my request enough to do this. I don't mean to harp on your sympathy. Again, I know you're busy. You got a lot of stuff going on. I know that touring is exhausting and you already meet a lot of people. And I know with your daughter, you're probably always rushing to get back in touch with her and keep in touch with her while you're on the road. I know a lot of stuff goes on. I've been fans of other comedians for years, like Doug Stanhope, and they've always let me know what it's like on the road, so I appreciate that. But if you have any opportunity while you're in Columbus, I would be most grateful. I'll give you any copies of my books, any drawing you want, whatever you like, whatever I can meagerly do to help convince you. If you could just give my wife a few minutes of your time to say hi, shake her hand, that'd be the greatest gift I could ever try to get her. More than anything I could ever buy her or give to her. I'd really appreciate that because she was willing to let me come and see you on my own without her. She's really wonderful. Beverly's my wife and my friend and has been since high school, and I care very much for her, and I want to make sure that any time I have with her is great, and I want her life to be even better. So I'm sorry I got all mucked up, but I hope you see this, and I appreciate your time. I'll post this to my Twitter, so hopefully I know you like Twitter. So I hope you see this, or if someone knows you sees it, maybe they'll draw your attention to it. Power of the internet, man, you know. But anyway, we love you, and we always wish you the best no matter what. And if you can't do it, that's fine. I just thought no harm in asking. So, take care. Looking forward to seeing you, man. Be safe on the road. Bye.